starting lineup for the visiting Brooklyn Nets. At small forward, James Ennis. At the other forward position, Karl-Anthony. At shooting guard, Devin Booker. At the other guard position, Kemba Walker. At center, Karl-Anthony Towns. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Malone. Let's meet your Chicago Bulls. Man in the middle, 6 feet 10 inches, number 17, Ed Davis. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 0, Jason Tatum. At shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 20, Victor Oladipo. Starting at the other guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 30, Stephen Curry. The other forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Anthony Davis. Your head coach is Greg Popovich. The starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United Center here in Chicago, Illinois for our first game of the Novato Project, our opening to the Crucial Baskets 2018-19 content schedule, but also our farewell tournament to NBA 2K18, a game that has been steeped in controversy all season, but still can bring us some great simulation basketball. So we bring out some of the best players and best coaches from the 2017-18 season, and we'll have them play against each other for some supremacy heading into the new year. First game of 6 total between the 6 teams in this tournament, the Nets and the Bulls. Booker starting things off just right, laying it up and in for Brooklyn, and the Nets are on the board right out of the gate. I'm Raymond Sims, glad that you could join me here in Chicago to get things going. These 2 teams are members of the East group as Tatum misses the jump shot. Walker will put up one of his own and sink it. 5-0 Nets out to a hot start. Other member of the East group who won't be playing until the 26th are the Toronto Raptors, featuring the likes of Ben Simmons and Giannis Antetokounmpo. 6 teams having fantasy rosters that go 10 deep. You see the 5 players on the bench in addition to the 5 on the court. And the Bulls are still not on the board here early on. Some great looks so far from the 2 stars for the Nets, Kemba and Devin. Now here's Kyle Kuzma looking to get in on the action. He won't, and it's Curry with the rebound. Ball up top. Oladipo facing up, finds Ed Davis on the curl and blocked. And now the Nets coming the other way, still holding the Bulls scoreless. Pull-up 3 doesn't fall. Into the hands of Ed Davis, ahead to Stephen Curry. Oladipo, the league's most improved player in transition, can't get anything going. They'll get it back. Ball reversed to Tatum. Curry trying to free himself. Here's Anthony Davis with the screen, stolen. Nets still holding the Bulls scoreless. pull-up three. Rattles out over the rim, out of bounds, Chicago ball. 2 minutes even here into tonight's matchup. Under 10 minutes here. Here's Anthony Davis. Cross-court pass, Curry, spot up, three, rattles out. Karl-Anthony Towns bringing up the floor. Tried to push it ahead to Booker, intercepted by Anthony Davis. Bulls gonna retry the possession. Davis high post. Oladipo can't cleanly make the exchange, but saved by Curry. Another Davis screen. Trying to get inside. Floater doesn't fall. Rebound Walker. Walker cross court, but the Bulls have numbers. Nice screen from Towns. Takes it to the rack. Won't get it to fall, but draws the foul. It'll be the first on Ed Davis.
At the line for nets, Kemba Walker. At the line for two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
So here's Kemba at the line, going to try to get 2. Knocks it down. One of the premier point guards in the league, one of the best ball handlers in the league. But his Charlotte Hornets team is stuck, so to speak. Hasn't made much progress over the past 3 years. They let go of Steve Clifford and have replaced him with James Borrego. Meanwhile, Walker has committed to the Hornets moving forward. And he's going to try to make that team better moving forward. Can't knock down the second free throw, but the Nets are still ahead 6-0. Curry with the ball. Hasn't had any daylight yet. Great defense so far today by the Nets. Pull-up three is good, though, by Anthony Davis, and the Bulls finally on the board with 8:40 remaining in the first. Screen from Towns. He'll roll, with no opening to get it to him. Towns going to try again, this time with Walker on the left side. Nothing doing again. Deflected by Tatum. Gets the ball. He's out in transition. Two-handed slam dunk. Tatum shot out of a cannon as soon as he had a beat on the ball. That the dunk, while ferocious, was still a little bit anticlimactic. But he did still have James Ennis behind him. Probably didn't want to get too fancy. Ed Davis, a little too overzealous on the defense, called for his second foul. This one's a reach-in. And he is officially in foul trouble. 2 fouls, 8:06 remaining in the first. That'll get you a benching. Lauri Markkanen coming into the game. One of the few players here in the Novato Project to actually play for the team he actually plays for. Ball underneath to Kuzma. But tries to put it up over the MVP candidate Davis, and it isn't successful. Oladipo trying to find an opening, but Booker on him. Curry, pull up. More of a spot up, but still misses all the same. At the very least, the Bulls are still within 2 after the Nets started off with 6 unanswered. Booker trying to take on Oladipo. Inside and fouled by Anthony Davis. 3 team fouls for the Bulls, and all 3 of them by a Davis. .725 remaining in the first. Three seasons in for Devin Booker. Already one of the better scorers in the league. Definitely one of the better young scorers in the league. Scored 70 points in a game a couple seasons ago. Had Now his Phoenix Suns squad starting to pick up some pieces. Trevor Ariza should shore up defense on the perimeter. We've got Mikal Bridges. Everybody thought for like 10 minutes he was going to be a Sixer, but he's with the Suns now. You have the development of Josh Jackson, the return of Brandon Knight off of injury. TJ Warren's still in the mix, so the Suns could be a tougher out this season, even if they don't make the playoffs. Both free throws fall for Devin Booker. Oladipo trying to respond with a three, and he'll bring the Bulls within one. Slow start for the Bulls, but they're right back in it now. 7-2 run. Fairly significant after being down 6-0. Walker looking for something to develop. Gets past Curry. Steps inside, but Curry recovers. Now he's stuck on the elbow. Finds Kuzma. Work back out to Ennis in the corner. 2 on the shot clock. Gonna have to do something. Shoots over the long arms of Tatum. And it won't fall. Here's Oladipo. Ahead to Curry. Can't leave him open in transition. And the Nets luck out. 6.5 here in the first. Towns brings it up the floor. Ahead to Walker, pushing against Curry. Over Markkanen, gets it. And the Nets are first to double digits. 2 of 3 from the field is Kemba. 2-pointer, 3-pointer, and a free throw. So he's hit for the cycle already today. Here comes the Davis screen. Curry going to go away from it. And enough space as he's able to get that hop-step layup up and in past Kemba Walker. Still a 1-point game, but the Nets keeping the Bulls at arm's length here in the early going as we just crossed the halfway mark here in the first quarter from Chicago. Game 1 of 6 here in the Novato Project group stage. Step back mid-ranger. Good by Devin Booker. Pass ahead. Oh, intercepted by Walker. He saw that pass coming a mile away. And the Bulls pay for it. Here's Walker underneath. Kuzma lays it up and in over Davis. Curry bringing it up slowly as the subs approach center court. Oladipo pops out. Late pass to him. Screen from Davis. Tries to use it. Loses the ball. Able to recollect. Now he's going inside. Step back. Blocked by Towns. Rebound collected by Kuzma. Back to Karl-Anthony. Cat tries to hand it off. Booker on the opposite block scores. 8 points for Booker. 3 of 4 shooting. Leading the way for Brooklyn here in the early frame. Here's Davis. Left elbow, kicks it back out. Oladipo open over Kemba Walker. Bulls in double digits. 4.5 here in the first. Ball to Booker. Sizing up Oladipo. Towns right there is a safety valve. Pulls up, he's hot right now. Devin Booker is hot right now. 10 points for Devin Booker. Cross-court pass. Davis drives from the corner and able to draw the foul. Up to this point, the Nets have been able to stay clean, but Anthony Davis forcing the issue with his team down 6, and he's rewarded with free throws. First shot up and in. A look at Taj Gibson, who used to roam this arena as a Chicago Bull, now with the Minnesota Timberwolves, still under the same coach, Tom Thibodeau. Second free throw just as good. Four-point game. Travion Graham, formerly of the Hornets, and entering the game, will be playing for the, or was traded to the Nets. I'm not sure if he'll be playing for them this season, but he's still on the roster as of now. Graham in the corner, guarded tightly by Wesley Matthews as if there's any other way. And the three under duress is no good. 3.5 now in the first. Here's Josh Richardson guarded by Maurice Harkless. Underneath, stolen by Gibson. Graham gonna run it back. Graham, the actual 2 guard, having Delaney off the ball there for a moment. All worked out to Delaney. It's 5 on the shot clock. Trying to make something happen. Here's Gibson, letting it fly. Not his range, but you have to do what you have to do, and Monroe has his back with the rebound and the putback. Six-point game, Brooklyn leading with the second units out on the floor for both sides. Ball underneath. Davis thought he had it on the hop step. Tried to get it over to Markkanen, almost lost it, but finds it again. And it's Richardson in the corner for 3. Sinks it. Cuts to deficit in half. So Chicago still on Brooklyn's tail. Monroe charging and Markkanen. Oh, but rejected by Davis. Great help defense by Anthony Davis. After that great display of defense and helping out your teammate, as Markkanen was almost dead to rights on that drive, he's rewarded with some rest as Bam Adebayo comes into the game. Delaney hands it off to Gibson. Ball moving around the horn now. Sticky defense by the Bulls. Rebound by Markkanen off the miss. 2:09 left in the first. Here's Teodosic. Trying to drive past Delaney. Not making much headway. Stuck at mid-range. Markkanen pulls up for 3. Knocks it down. Just under 2 minutes left here, and the Bulls have tied the game. Have yet to lead. It's been mostly Nets all throughout this quarter. See if that can change here as we slowly close out the first. Hand off to Gibson. Here's Graham. Oh, tried to get the nifty pass going for Monroe, but it's stolen. Markkanen in transition. Can't give the Bulls the lead. Gibson with the ball finds Delaney. He'll pull it back out to the perimeter and reset. Now comes Gibson. Just met with a taller defender off the screen. Shoots it. Markkanen had his hand down. And Monroe able to put it back up and in. No lead yet for the Bulls as Monroe keeps them at bay. Greg Monroe at the line with 1:08 remaining in the first quarter of the first game of the Novato Project. This was not a year to buy a home for Greg Monroe. Started off the season with the Milwaukee Bucks, a team he had been with for several years. Was then traded to the Suns in the trade that brought Eric Bledsoe the other way. Then he was bought out by the Suns and signed with the Celtics the rest of the way. Was a part of that Celtics team that got to the Eastern Conference Finals. He gets the rebound here. Was a free agent over the summer and has decided to take his talents north of the border. So he signs on with the Toronto Raptors, another Eastern Conference team that should be a factor in the postseason. And he scores again. 25-20 as Greg Monroe has gone to work so far. 14-4 in the paint for the Nets, and he is a big reason for that. Under a minute remaining. Teodosic tried to go baseline, stopped in his tracks by Delaney. Up top, Matthews. Works off the Markkanen screen. Underneath, blocked by Gibson. Harkless bringing it up the floor now. Delaney fakes it from between the circles. He had a notion, but he'll slow things down. And a few tenths of a second separating shot clock and game clock. It's Monroe again, hot, taking on Adebayo. goes to work. Can't lay it up and in, and bam with the board. And Matthews throws it up in the air, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Some good defensive stops along the way, but the Nets have held serve for all 12 minutes. Have led or tied the entire way. We'll see what else develops after a quick break here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Welcome back to Chicago. Another 12 minutes on the board as the Bulls will try to sort things out and get the victory here against the Brooklyn Nets. Wesley Matthews puts up the three, sinks it, and just like that, he'll close the gap. The marksman able to hit his target. Devin Booker leading all scorers with 10 points. Right behind him, though, Greg Monroe still in the game off the bench with 7 points. And then Kemba's chipping in 6, so that's a big reason why the Nets are ahead. The stars are aligning for Brooklyn. Taj Gibson, former Bull, able to knock it down. Played during the Derrick Rose era. That team was really something, but just couldn't work it out in the end. And the injuries that happened to Derrick Rose, a huge part of that. And we hope that this team can return to its former glory very soon. 11-11 and counting here in the second quarter. Oladipo is the leader for the Bulls with 6 points off a couple of trays. This is his only other shot attempt inside the arc. Step back jumper by Matthews. He's trying to get something going. He has 5 just like that. 2-point game. Bulls still have yet to lead. But part of the reason they're so close, Nets came into this quarter 1 of 7 from outside. Meanwhile, the Bulls were 4 of 8. Delaney and Monroe fail on the exchange. Teodosic there to throw a spanner in the works, but the ball ends up out of bounds off of Milos. And the Nets will retain possession, still up 2, 10.5 now in the second quarter. Monroe looking at inbound, Harkless underneath, finds Delaney out on the perimeter. Ball reversed to Graham. Will he drive? Pulls up mid-range, rolls out. Rebound, Ed Davis. There's Teodosic up the floor. Works it over to Matthews. Richardson up top. Richardson driving, pulls up, under duress by Gibson. Great contest. Probably made a huge difference between the easy layup and that forced shot. Travion Graham pulling up in mid-range transition. 4-point game, Nets still ahead. Bulls trying to play catch-up here. 4-out set here. The Bulls are trying to work in. Teodosic taking on Delaney. Oh, Matthews underneath, tried to force the issue to Adebayo, stolen by Gibson. Ball to Delaney. On the block to Monroe. He was hot in the first quarter. Let's see if he still has the magic. Lays it up and in. And that is 9 for Greg Monroe. He's just such a big body. He's hard to stop. Teodosic. That is a 2. Feet were on the line, but still nice to get the bucket for Teodosic. Both teams really lacking any shot creators out on the floor right now. Delaney doing what he can, and it won't fall. So the offense really has to come off of good ball movement. Nice pass from Davis to Teodosic. That shouldn't go unnoticed. But now it's Richardson trying to work his way inside, and he's unsuccessful. Rebound by Gibson. 4-point game, 8.5 here in the second quarter. The stars are out, and the reserves trying to make a difference in the game for their respective teams. Matthews pulls up, and he's able to knock down the shot from the elbow. So back to a 2-point game. Bulls have tied it a couple of times. That's about as close as they've gotten so far from gaining control of this game. Travion Graham sees an opening, driving inside. He retreats back out, but there's only 6 on the shot clock and counting. Monroe's there, not going to get the screen from him. So it's a forced shot. 3-pointer front of the rim, collected by Teodosic. Richardson almost loses the ball. Adebayo up top, back to Teodosic, but Delaney's right there. Pops Matthews. Around the screen. Wes Matthews, another one. So Wes Matthews already with 9 points off 4 of 6 shooting. And the game's tied. Monroe misses, and the ball will go to Chicago. Off of the tip between Monroe and Adebayo. Bulls have an opportunity to take the lead. However, you get guys like Karl-Anthony Towns and Devin Booker back into the game, and Kemba Walker, that's not going to be an easy task. Here's Steph stepping back. Can't get it there. Here's Davis, finds Tatum mid-range. That won't fall either. Tip by Ed Davis. Got it. First lead of the game for the Chicago Bulls. Nets going to try to respond in kind. Throw some water on this fire. Here's Devin Booker. Might be the right man for the job. Screen from Towns. Goes inside. Oh, step back. Loses Oladipo. Got it. Top of the key. So Booker trying to pick up where he left off after the first quarter. He had 10 in that frame. He has 2 here in the second as he leads all scorers. Oh, Oladipo caught up. He's doubled off the screen. Now here comes Anthony Davis trying to force the issue. He got it. And one. Taj Gibson, definitely a man who's never afraid of a defensive assignment, but still, it's a tall ask to get him to stop a 7-footer with footwork like Anthony Davis on the drive. So Davis at the line, a Chicago native on a Bulls roster. He is the only Chicagoan on this Bulls roster. And he's able to convert the and one. So 36-33, and that is the largest lead of the game for the Bulls in this one. As the Nets really held their own in the first quarter with some great defensive stops. Just that three-point shooting. Really a bugaboo, and he kept the Bulls in it. Now they have pulled ahead. Enos missing another 3, but Towns there for the recovery. Here's Oladipo up the floor, 5:40 remaining in the second. Screen from Davis. Oh, loses the ball, stolen by Ennis. Ennis pushing the tempo, but he'll stop at the wing. See if he can find anything. Hand off Booker. Shot is no good. Ennis there with the board. Leaves an open Kemba Walker, and he can't convert from 3. And the Nets cold beyond the perimeter. A little over 5 minutes left here before halftime. Step back, didn't do much, and that pass sails out of bounds. Davis going to take a seat. Marketing going to come into the game. Here's Kuzma backing him down. Across to Towns. Post hook, no good. Ahead to Marketing. Curry trying to go to work. Haven't heard out of him really today. Haven't had to is Anthony Davis. The lion's share of the points for Chicago. Here comes Kuzma inside, stopped in the key. Forces the shot up and in over Curry. Definitely at the size advantage there. Little under 4 minutes now left here before the half. High post, Davis forcing his way in, lays it up and in. 11 points for Anthony Davis, 4 or 5 shooting, 4 boards. Making it look like a walk in the park here against Karl-Anthony Towns. Nets may have to readjust as the game continues. Kick out Walker, open for 3. Still won't fall. And that's the second open 3 Walker is not capitalized on. A lot of points left on the table. You can only imagine how brutal both of them could have been. On a base level, the Nets would have had the lead by now. Booker not finding the bottom of the rim either. Oladipo ahead, but the Nets have numbers. Towns falling back, preventing the drive to the hoop. Bulls now working out of the front court. Slip screen from Davis. Couldn't find an opening. He'll get it anyways on the right block, but Oladipo left open as Booker tried to cheat on defense. Ahead to Ennis. Couple of size-up moves, but he'll work it over to Booker up top between the circles. Now he's heading right. Step back, mid-ranger. Rolls in. 14 for Devin Booker. Still making 2/3 of his buckets so far in this young game. Markkanen. The ball works around the horn. All 5 players have touched the ball. But now someone has to score. 7 on the shot clock. Davis with the rescue screen out of the corner. Curry kicks it out. Oladipo over Booker. Front of the rim, misses. Booker up the floor. Ahead. And doesn't knock down the 3 in transition. 1-point game, however. So another stop, and it'll be another crack at taking the lead back for Brooklyn. Out pops Davis for the screen. Curry letting it fly. Got that from way outside, but that is definitely his distance. Steph Curry showing off the parking lot range. Walker with the ball. Kuzma in waiting with the screen. Curry able to get over it. Bailed out to Ennis. He'll miss. Rebound by Markkanen. Here comes Chicago. Curry will just pull up. Ahead to Booker. He'll pull up. Free throw range. And that won't fall either. It's been a rough go so far for Stephen Curry. Only 2 and 9. One of those 2 was from way outside. Here's another one. Steph Curry getting hot right now, but he's 3 of 10. So definitely not a good look there on the ledger. Under a minute remaining before the half. Nets have struggled to score, particularly from the perimeter. Booker pulls up, rebound Curry, and he's out on the run. Under 40 seconds. Here's Markkanen straight away. Reverses it to Oladipo right wing. He wants to get it to Anthony Davis. Has the mismatch against James Ennis. Puts it up, and the ball bounces out. A worthy defensive effort by James Ennis. Deficit is ballooned to 7, however, and the Nets want to close that gap before the halftime buzzer. It's Kemba, got Curry up in the air, but didn't take advantage. Towns on the opposite block, taking on AD, blocked, but it was already on the way into the cylinder. Goaltending. 5-point game, some last-minute substitutions on both sides. We'll see what the Bulls have drawn up. Halftime report coming up next. Get you all the stats and highlights from this first quarter where the Bulls have taken the lead here. Curry letting it fly. Straight away, 3 from Stephen Curry just before the buzzer sounds. Booker gets one up in the air just off the front of the rim, and that is the half. Nets held serve in the first quarter, and then the Bulls took over in the second, and now we head to the half, 49-41. We'll have more action for you after this halftime report here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Welcome back to Chicago. Game 1 of the Novato Project. First game out of the East Group. Tomorrow we'll get the first game out of the West Group. That'll be the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers. Game time 10 o'clock Eastern here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Be sure to join us then. In the meantime, the Bulls have taken back home court. They were down by 5 after one frame, but have since pulled out the 49-41 lead heading into the half. That has now changed to 52-41 in favor of the Bulls off the Anthony Davis 3. Anthony Davis, just a heck of a player, MVP candidate last year, can stretch the floor, can do a lot of guard things, even though he is a 7-footer. Here's James Ennis inside. Ball worked back out. Kemba Walker only 6 points so far in the game. James Ennis in the corner knocks down a tray. They really needed that. That's only the second three-pointer made for the Nets in this game. They're 2 of 15. We're 1 of 14. That's 7% at the half, including going 0 of 7 in the second quarter. Anthony Davis going yin with yang after knocking down the 3. He then has a turnover on the baseline. So back to an 8-point game here early in the third quarter. Legal screen here by Karl-Anthony Towns, and just like that, we're heading back the other way. Both sides jogging to the other side of the court. So Davis has a chance for some redemption here. Leading scorers for Chicago, Anthony Davis with 14, Stephen Curry with 11, and if you're the Bulls, those are the exact 2 players you need leading your team in scoring. Oladipo cannot get past Towns. Great rejection by Cat. Here's Booker to Ennis, transition 3 in the corner. Rattles in and out, 2 of 16. Curry, gonna show him how it's done? No. Rebound Kuzma. Ball pushed ahead to Walker, but the Nets will operate out of the half court. Here's Booker curling to the rack. Pass Ed Davis. Won't fall. Great shot alteration there by the Bulls defense. Here comes Tatum. Haven't heard much out of him. Haven't had to, but he still manages to score. 10-point game. Bulls trying to be in control here. All the teams in the Novato Project, all 6 of them, only play 2 games in the group stage. And the 2 best teams will face off in a group final towards the end of the month. Towns lays this up and in, back to an 8-point game. Look at the shooting percentages so far. The Nets really weighed down by those 3-point struggles, but they're still shooting over 40%, so a little glimmer for hope. They're just going to have to get hot here in the second half if they want to reclaim part of this game. Ball stolen off the turnover. They have been able to make their share of defensive stops. That's why they were able to hold Chicago to 49 points in the frame. Booker around the Cat screen. Pulls up over Ed Davis. And Towns with the one-handed jam. Just under 9 minutes here in the third. Ball reversed to Tatum. 80 right there on the block. Knows right where to go. Tatum open. That could have been a 3 right there if he collected it cleanly. Spin move inside. Oh, he tried to kick it out to Davis. Maybe a little too overzealous with sharing the ball as opposed to just attacking the basket. Delaney in the game now. Towns trying to go to work here. Spins off of Ed Davis and can't finesse the bucket. Oladipo in the corner. Curry, you can't leave him open. You cannot leave Stephen Curry open. 9-point game as the Bulls are trying to hang on to this lead. Now here's Gibson. Kicks it out. Ennis for 3. He's been pretty good today. Really the one saving grace out there on the perimeter, but he can't get it to fall. Only 1 field goal made, but he's done well in other aspects of the game. Curry, another one. And he's not hot yet. Rebound by Ennis, his third board of the game. Just under 7.5 minutes left. Here's Booker. Step back, but guarded closely. He's double teamed there. Oladipo and Ed Davis. They're at the scene of the attempt. 14 points, but a lot of misses to get him. 14 points on 16 shots. That's not great. Oladipo works it over Tatum. Underneath to Davis, and he'll have to earn 2 at the line. And that's not just any old foul either on Taj Gibson. As they're going to call a flagrant 1 on that. Maybe a little frustration on that shot attempt as the lead is turned into a sizable deficit. So here we have Anthony Davis at the line. And he can't hit the flagrant free throw. He'll get another one here. And can't get that either. So 2 shots in the ball, and Davis able to get neither shot. Really could have been a momentum shifter, even though the Bulls are already in control in that aspect. Still a 9-point game. We'll see if they can score here as they get the ball back off the free throws. In the corner, it's Jason Tatum for 3. So Davis misses 2 at the line, but Tatum lets it fly from the corner for 3. And it is a 12-point game. This is the Bulls' largest lead. We'll see if they can maintain it coming out of the timeout. 6:51 remaining in the third. This is Novato Project basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network. 12-point game here from Chicago, and it's really the offense. One thing to point out, the Nets are actually winning the turnover battle, +5. Only 5 turnovers for the Nets to 10 for Chicago. But it's that 3-point shooting. The Nets have struggled from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, the Bulls coming out of the timeout shooting 55% from beyond the arc, 11 of 20, while shooting 50% from the field overall. Both teams haven't gotten to the line a lot. 5 free throw attempts between them. 10-point game, and the happy feet from Anthony Davis leads to another turnover, number 11. But it's still a 10-point game for Chicago. Both Curry and Davis, Anthony Davis, have 14 points to lead the way, and Booker has 14 for Brooklyn. He started off hot. At one point was knocking down 2/3 of his shots, but he's gotten very cold here in this game. 14 points on 16 attempts. Here's Travion Graham. Thought he had daylight. Blocked by Anthony Davis. Ahead to Victor Oladipo. The one-handed jam and the foul. 3rd team foul for the Nets, but only the 1st on Devin Booker.
At the line for the Bulls, 1 shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
12-point game. Oladipo going to try to turn it to 13. First season with the Indiana Pacers, traded there from Oklahoma City alongside Domantas Sabonis. And he's quickly become their star as he makes the free throw, makes it a 13-point game. So good, he ended up winning the Most Improved Player award this year over Spencer Dinwiddie and Clint Capella. See what else he can bring the Pacers in 2019. Towns an opening, and he throws it down with 2 hands. 12 points, all of them in the paint. So if he's getting big numbers inside, a player like Karl-Anthony Towns that can stretch the floor, don't let him get hot. Richardson off the Ed Davis screen. Pulls up mid-range, Harkless contests from behind. And now here's Towns bringing it up the floor. He can do that sort of thing. Cross-court pass, Booker. Couple size-up moves. Can he lose Oladipo? No. And another rough night here for Devin Booker. Underscored right there for you on the Chiron. 14 points on 17 attempts. Oladipo's going to show him how it's done on the other side. Lead has increased to 14. Bulls really trying to set the tone here in the Novato Project. Get the win at home and then some. Stolen by Davis. And big leads like this, pretty important. Out pops Oladipo. And the reason why is because in the group stage, you're only playing the teams in your geographic group. But the winners of the group have to take on each other. The West group winner and the East group winner. That's going to be determined by point differential. When that game comes, that'll be played on Labor Day here on the Crucial Baskets Network. And if the Bulls get big wins like this, either tonight or against the Raptors, they could be right back here on Labor Day if they're able to run the table. Delaney, corner three. Got it. Malcolm Delaney, only player in the entire Novato Project. 60 players being employed in this tournament. Only one with an overseas contract. There's also only one player that's not on a team right now. That's Eric Moreland. Spent last year with the Pistons. He's on the Novato Project team for his hometown Rockets. Put back by Ed Davis. Jumped out of the bushes and knocked the ball back in. Nets thought they had the board. And another timeout called by the Brooklyn Nets. It's not going well as Chicago has found their groove, ahead by 13. We'll see if they can hold on. 3:25 remaining in the third. This is Novato Project Basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network. Quickly out of the inbounds underneath to Walker, kicks it out. Mo Harkless. And I was just about to talk about the three-point struggles. The Nets off of that miss are now 3 of 19 from beyond the arc in this game. Meanwhile, the Bulls are shooting 12 of 22, 55% to be exact, as Richardson knocks down the spot-up mid-ranger. Lead is increased to 15. That is now the largest for Chicago. 3 minutes and counting. Walker trying to find some daylight. It hasn't really been his day either. Step back, free throw line jumper. That won't fall. Markkanen's right there for it. Trying to work around. Pop out Curry. Gonna have to force up the three. That's not always a problem for him, but he does get the miss there. Great defense there by the Nets. It's been a pretty brutal night from the field for Curry, too. But considering he's been putting up a lot of three-pointers, that really negates any issues he's been having, and those three-pointers are a crucial reason for why the Bulls are ahead by so much compared to the Nets. Under 2 minutes now here in the third. Adebayo back in the game. Almost messed up the exchange. Now it's Matthews putting it up under duress. Walker to Booker. Gonna need his scoring touch back again. Gibson rolled to the hoop, but instead he reverses it to Walker. Not a lot of time, but Walker is somebody you want with the ball in his hand with the shot clock running down. Just doesn't work out that time. Rebound by Markkanen. Another missed three-pointer, 3 of 20 from outside, and Curry will knock down the long two. That is 17. Double-digit points for both sides. It's just that Booker and Curry aren't making it look pretty. A lot of bricks in the process. Nets came in shooting 41% from the field, while the Bulls shot 49 coming out of the first half. That gap is only widened. And another turnover for the Bulls. Head coach Greg Popovich definitely doesn't like that, and even if the Bulls hang on and have the convincing win, that's definitely something that he's going to talk about with this team moving forward. Absolutely. Kuzma sizing up against Adebayo and able to finger roll it in with about 40 seconds left in the third. Here's Curry. He'll let it fly. Ill-advised for almost any other player. Curry just didn't work out for him. Rebound Monroe underneath. He looked good back in the first and second quarter, but we haven't heard a lot out of him here in the third. Third quarter's really made the difference for sure. About 2 or 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Nets thinking carefully. It's Walker finger rolling it in. Shot clock off. We'll see what the Bulls can do here in the final seconds. Letting it fly, and no good. Rebound Monroe, and that is the third quarter. So after an 8-point lead coming out of the half, the Bulls have only looked to maximize their convincing lead. See if they can hang on for the first victory in the Novato Project after this quick quarter break. This is Novato Project Basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network.
Everybody got to rotate, rebound. It's pace going back. It's attack, attack, attack. That's all it is.
Back in Chicago for the final frame of regulation. Kemba Walker able to knock it down, and he has double figures now. Had a rough third quarter. 8 coming out of that. Able to knock down 3, so he now has 11. And here we are, final quarter of play. And the Nets back within 8. It's down by as many as 15. It's Markkanen able to knock down the straightaway tray. The 3-point abundance continues for the Bulls, and that's the big reason that they've been able to hold on to such a large lead. Both sides have 3 players in double figures. Here's Walker. Can't get the floater to fall. Rebound by Markkanen. Curry in the corner. Richardson over Ennis. Rebound out of Adebayo. Getting in there and scoring. Greg Monroe with his first foul.
At the line for the Bulls, one shot.
Bam Adebayo. Only 1 year at Kentucky, only 1 year in the NBA so far. A lot of youth and bounce and hustle left in this man's career.
One shot, gentlemen.
He has the opportunity to add on one more to the cause. The Nets were trying to make a push here to close the gap, and he can try to change that. First shot up and falls. Nets bringing it up the floor, now down by 14. They were just within 8. 6-0 run here for the Bulls. Monroe trying to change that. Great defense by Adebayo, locking him up. Has to kick it out. Now here's Walker. Walker has some moves, but he can't get the bucket. Curry up the floor. Up top, Markkanen reverses to Tatum. Curry straight away, 3. Got it, 19 for Stephen Curry. He also has 5 assists. That should be noted as well. And the lead balloons to 17. Here's Kuzma against Markkanen, taking it to the rack, missing. Kicks it back out, Walker. He has some daylight, and he's able to score. That's 14 now for Walker. And 6 here in the fourth quarter. Just the man to see here in the fourth, Kemba Walker, a New Yorker himself, as Curry can't get that shot to fall. Pass ahead, Booker. That's a 2. If it's good, it is. 12-point game, 9:40 left in the fourth, and Ed Davis coming in on the next dead ball. Here's Curry. Markkanen on the elbow, trying to get this exchange to work, and it doesn't. Walker able to deflect the ball. Out of bounds, will remain with Chicago. Marking in underneath. Wesley Matthews open. Rebound by Kuzma. Ahead to Walker. Pushes it to Booker. Looking around that Monroe screen. The double team kicks it out to Monroe. If he was a shooter, that would have been a dangerous situation for the Bulls. On the block to Kuzma. Not a lot of time left. Outside to Ennis. Can't get that to fall. Ahead to Matthews. Open in transition. Rattles in and out. Ennis. Monroe waiting on the block. Gonna have to get it to Walker instead. Screen from Monroe. Here comes Kemba. Oh, falls short. Does the pull-up jumper, but Monroe able to fix things, and that is the third foul on Greg Monroe.
Shooting one.
8:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Greg Monroe at the line here for Brooklyn. One more. He got it. So back down to single digits. Nets got within 8 and then let go of the rope there for a moment, but back in business. See if they can make that comeback. Being helmed by the Malones. Son Mike is the head coach for the Denver Nuggets. He is the head coach here for the Nets in the Novato Project. His father is the assistant. And they're going to have to draw up something soon to see if they can stay within reach of the Chicago Bulls, because time is running out here. 8:08 left in the fourth, and Chicago's still in control. We'll find out what unfolds out of this break. 83-72, 8:08 left in the fourth. This is Novato Project Basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network. Back in Chicago. Nets trying to stage a comeback here. Misses won't help, but Greg Monroe will if he can keep getting to the line. And it's been Ed Davis who's been having the problem. Had 2 early fouls in this game. Kept his nose clean for a while, and now he's picked up 2 fouls back-to-back, and now he's at 4. Greg Monroe hard to handle for Ed Davis. 7:51 left. So to finish up that original thought about the Malones, father Brendan Malone is the assistant coach to Mike Malone here in the Novato Project. Both of them are natives of Astoria, Queens. Brendan was the inaugural coach for the Toronto Raptors in the 95-96 season, also served as an interim coach at the end of the 2004-05 season with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hasn't coached since 2016 when he was an assistant on Stan Van Gundy's Detroit Pistons staff. But he's come out of retirement here to help out his son, see if they can work together to get the Nets this win in this mini tournament. 19 points for Curry on 20 shots. So not a beautiful way to get him, but he's leading all scores, and that's 21.
At the line for the Bulls. One shot.
Look at Greg Popovich.
One shot, gentlemen.
Could be on his way to the first win of the Novato Project. East Chicago, Indiana native. So right across the border from Chicago, right in the metropolitan area. Of course, he has cut his teeth as the longtime coach of the San Antonio Spurs. 5 titles to his name. Curry makes the free throws. He now has 22 points. And it's back to a 12-point game for Chicago. And that's going to try to start the climb again. Can't give up. Point differential matters here in the project. And Ennis able to get the shot up and in. 10-point game. Just under 7.5 left. Here's Davis in the corner. Jason Tatum for three. Knocks down the tray. Hasn't been a problem for Chicago tonight. They've shot upwards of 55%. That's come a bit more down to earth. It's in the mid-40s right now. But a great night from beyond the arc, contrasting that with the brutal night from three that the Nets have experienced. Only 5 made three-pointers on 24 attempts, but Greg Monroe forcing the issue inside. And all is not lost for Brooklyn. Still 6:40 left in the fourth. Curry setting the screen, more of a slip screen. Thinks three, he could if he wanted to. Screen from Davis, hands it off to him. Oh, but can't complete the transaction. That's thanks in part to Kyle Kuzma with the deflection. So the Bulls will keep the possession, but they have 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Davis on the baseline. Kicks it out, Curry. Quickly finds Tatum in the corner. Had time to bobble the ball, gather it, and turn around. And none of the Nets were able to stop ball. And then Curry with the interception. Oh, this one could hurt if the Bulls score on this possession. It's Davis straight away against Monroe. Tries to hand it off Oladipo, and he ends up losing it, collected by Kuzma. Just past the halfway mark in the quarter. It's Booker going to work. Now it's Walker. Kuzma finds a bit of an opening on the cross screen and misses off the heel of the rim. Rough times outside, but Monroe still there to recover. 18 points for Greg Monroe, 14 of them coming directly in the paint, but the other 4 not too far behind. But still a 12-point game because, ladies and gentlemen, 3 is more than 2. Oladipo on the elbow. Double team leaves Tatum open, and he's been hot all game. Granted, Tatum isn't your leading scorer, but whenever he's been called upon, and especially here in this fourth quarter where he's done it 2 times prior, whenever he's called upon, he's able to knock down that tray. And now, because of that, the Bulls are ahead by 15 with under 5 left. Here comes Walker, step back at the block, rolls out, collected by Ed Davis. Now it's Tatum on the run. Nets have numbers, and Tatum will adjust accordingly. But now it's Curry returning the favor. He got it! 25 points for Steph Curry. Lead extends to 18. Kuzma driving. Kick out Walker. Spot out 3 of his own, and that'll fall over the backboard, but the loose ball foul was called ahead of time. (98-80), 4:24 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Bulls are trying to put the Nets in the ground. Oh, a step back move by Anthony Davis, but he does not take advantage. Curry driving inside, speeds in and scores. Steph Curry is not done yet. 27 points to his name on 23 shots. Not just chucking it up anymore. He's able to find his way inside. Kuzma off the handoff, gives it back to Walker. Screen from Monroe. Drive inside, tries to roll it to Monroe, and why not? As the 2 points would have been 19 and 20 for Ed Davis. 5th foul, or for Greg Monroe. Ed Davis with his 5th foul. And that's been very problematic. 100-80, a 20-point game. But anything will help here with under 4 minutes left. Oh, he misses the first one. And this game slowly but surely starting to fall out of reach for the Brooklyn side. Only 2 games in group play. So never good to fall behind here. This means, as he knocks down the shot, that the game against the Raptors is almost certainly a must-win. That game will be on the 26th in Brooklyn. Tatum for three again. That won't fall. And Monroe with the miss. Ed Davis with the board. The way that the schedule's set up, only 2 games in group play. At worst, the second best team will be 1-1 heading into that group final. So the Nets will have to win in Brooklyn if they have any shot of making it into the next round. And it's called for the foul as Curry continues his charge. He is not done yet. 29 points for Stephen Curry.
At the line for the Bulls. One shot.
Only saving grace is if the Bulls end up losing to the Raptors in Toronto
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes.
on the 28th. All the teams will presumably, and the Nets win, then all the teams will presumably be 1-1. That'll come down to point differential and head-to-head. 103-81. This game looking about over. In the words of Chick Hearn, the refrigerator's just about closed. Unless the Nets can do something miraculous. That would come in the form of three-point shooting, and they've not been able to connect very well from outside all game. Ball to Oladipo. Knocks down another one in transition, no less. Gotta hurt. 25-point game. And both sides bringing in the reserves with 2.5 left in the fourth. So both teams set to play the Raptors. It's just a matter of when. Brooklyn will play them in Brooklyn on the 26th. The Bulls will play them in Toronto on the 28th. Tomorrow, we're going to kick off the West group. That'll be the Rockets and the Lakers. That'll be followed up by the Suns and Rockets in Houston on the 27th. And then on the 29th to close out group play, Lakers will head to the Valley of the Sun to take on Phoenix. And that's it. Just 6 games, 2 for each team. And then we head on. Top 2 teams in each group face off for a group final. First final will be on the 31st. Second final, the East final to be exact, will be on the 31st. The West final will be on the 1st. A day break, and then the championship will be on Labor Day on September 3rd. And just like that, in and out as we say goodbye to NBA 2K18, one of the more controversial games in the franchise. Microtransaction issues, issues with My Career mode, a new driving system brought into the game that has led to a lot of blow-bys, a new 2K league that's wavering in popularity. But of course, they will be having a second season, that NBA 2K league. So we'll see if they can grow from this first inaugural campaign. A lot to talk about with 2K18. The optimism a little muted about 2K19, but of course, especially here at the Crucial Baskets Network, we all love all forms of basketball video games and hope that this series can improve. This vaunted, long-heralded series can improve. Just under a minute here. Starters still in the game. 106-85. They haven't had a dead ball really to bring them out. So the score just keeps rising. Double team. They had enough of Curry. But a lot of players hot out here on the floor, so you'd have to replace a lot of people. Foul on Kuzma, only his first in this game. Heading into the game against Toronto, he'll definitely be an X factor. Of course, you want Kemba Walker, and you want Devin Booker, and you want Karl-Anthony Towns to play at their best as a big three. But Kyle Kuzma is a guy that will really be a huge X factor in that game in front of the Nets home crowd in Brooklyn. That game will be on Sunday here on the Crucial Baskets Network. 7 o'clock start or 7 o'clock post. You'll find the full game as well as a condensed version right there on the Crucial Baskets Network YouTube page. Also, 2 hours after the posting of this game, as well as all subsequent games here in the Novato Project. Be sure to check out the analysis and recap written by yours truly. That'll be over on crucialbaskets.com. Reserves now in the game for both sides finally as we close things out. Malcolm Delaney with the ball. 2 years with the Atlanta Hawks, now taking his talents to China. Going to have a lot of high-scoring opportunities and some opportunities to throw down some nice jams as he does there. Shot clock is off. Milos Teodosic back in the game. We'll see if he'll just drag this one out. Looks like it's going to be a 21-point victory for the Chicago Bulls as they win convincingly in front of their home crowd, and they will move on to 1-0 in the group as they are in pole position. Final buzzer sounds. That'll do it from Chicago. Your final score, 108-87. With Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, and Victor Oladipo leading the way. I'm Raymond Sims. So happy you could join me here for Novato Project Basketball. Be sure to tune in next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. But until then, have a good one.